get it started here. So looking at his team roster, I decided to lead off with my Sableye. My main concern here was his low punny for sure. He leads off with Donphan. I assume he's going to set up some rocks, so I decided to taunt first of all. I could have Will-O-Wisped, but I was more afraid of the rocks getting set up, and I knew he didn't really have much to touch me with. So I switched into Sceptile after the rocks were stopped. I knew one of my biggest concerns was getting Mega Sceptile off early, so I really wanted to get him in here fast so that I could just set up the Mega Evolution, and I know I would guarantee outspeed his Mega Lopunny even after Mega Evolution itself. So getting him out here fast and protecting just to set up my own speed was a priority of mine. I also wanted to scout out what Shaman might try to do. I didn't know if he was carrying Psychic, so it was good that I was able to protect there, and it allowed me to switch over here into Meloetta, my hyper special defensive tank. I am running full defense HP and an Assault Vest, which I hoped would catch him off guard. As you can see, his Psychic did little to nothing against me, and even the Seed Flare doesn't do a whole lot. But in-game, I neglected to notice that I got a -2 special defense reduction rather than -1, so I foolishly stayed in and took another Seed Flare. Seed Flare, thinking that I could actually take that, but having lower special defenses than I actually believed. Here I brought in Bisharp. I knew that I could one-hit KO him with a Sucker Punch, and I assumed that he would know that as well and would make a switch because Shaman wasn't that low, so I went for the Swords Dance, but he did out-predict me there, or maybe was just hoping that I would misplay that somehow. So I do bring Sceptile out after that. I know that I can take him down with a Dragon Pulse here, and I do want to have Sceptile out just for whatever is going to come in next. I know I have a little bit of momentum here, having my Mega transform before his is able to. So right here, I knew something was going to take a pretty big defensive HP drop with the Leaf Storm, so I decided to use that, and he ended up actually going Thunder Wave. I don't know if he didn't know that I had Lightning Rod, or if he was trying to predict into something else, but he did end up giving me a +1 attack boost, which was enough to guarantee my Earthquake KO against Clefable. So that was a huge bonus to me. After the special attack reduction from my Leaf Storm, I knew I couldn't really take out this Archeops very well, and I wanted to make sure that he wouldn't try to set up rocks in some other way, so I brought out my Xatu, not knowing that it actually got crunched. It took a bit more than I was expecting here, but with the Rocky Helmet and my full defensive EVs, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Xatu is definitely my weakest link here, so I decided to just sacrifice him, get off some damage on Archeops, and see what I could do before he was taken out. But I failed to anticipate the Endeavor in time, and he ends up actually bringing me down quite a bit with him. Even after I was able to roost up a little bit, he just kept going for it. The Endeavor did make physical contact with me, so the Rocky Helmet did bring him down, but in the end that just hurt me with his Endeavor anyway. So now he brings out Gengar. He knows he can secure the kill. I know he can secure the kill, so I just sacrificed Xatu. Sorry about that, Xatu. You did pretty well, but I needed the momentum here. After that, I brought out my Sableye once again. I didn't know what he was going to be planning. I thought he might just Thunderbolt or maybe Shadow Ball, so I did try to go for the damage with my Foul Play. But as you can see, he did outspeed me and Hypnosis me, which isn't in itself a bad thing. I knew I can take some attacks from him, and knowing that he has the Hypnosis potential does come in handy for the future. And now that we are using the Sleep Claws, I can't be put to sleep on any of my other Pokemon out here. He does use this advantage to switch into Lopunny. He's going to try to Mega, and with Mega Lopunny's Scrappy ability, it's going to be able to hit me with normal moves, even though I'm a Ghost. So his Fake Out is going to be able to hit me. Thankfully, thank God, I was able to wake up on this turn, and my prankster's priority allowed me to burn it before I was able to get off a high jump kick, or even, he didn't even try to fake out here. So he was able to set up his substitute, but I was able to get off the burn, which is far more critical in this situation. Here I did plan on switching my Sableye into a high jump kick and trying to get off the burn this way, but the situation played out differently than I anticipated in the beginning of the match, so my Rostberry, actually I think the Choppleberry, was able to just be used as fodder here, and I was able to force the switch now that he knew I wouldn't be going down that easily. So he brings out Donphan again, probably trying to set up his Stealth Rocks. I anticipated that again, so I tried to taunt him out of it. But he also knew that I'd be doing that. He was just trying to take me out with his Earthquake, which I would not have survived had I not recovered. I knew that Donphan was going to be a decent threat, and there was pretty much no way to avoid the Stealth Rocks at this point, so I decided to just burn him, take him down, take his attack down as far as I can, and just see if I can set up myself to take a few hits from him later on down the road. So I do bring out Sceptile again. I know I can, something is going to take this Leaf Storm. It's going to kill, I think, maybe 2 or 3 of any of the Pokemon he decided to stay in with, so he does just decide to sacrifice Donphan, which means I did end up preventing the rocks once again. But here he does bring out Lopunny, and I'm still scared of it. I don't want to sacrifice my Sceptile just yet. So I end up switching out to Rotom, knowing that I'll take this Fake Out with a decent amount of damage. It actually did less than I thought it was, even after the critical hit. So that's very good for me. It is still burned, but after the critical hit, it's about the same anyway. So here he just decides to go for the straight damage. He's going to high jump kick me a few times. But I decide to Volt Switch out, knowing that I am very much slower. I knew that I could pivot after the high jump kick and switch out into Mega Sceptile once again, who will definitely outspeed now that he can't be faked out. And with Lopunny's health, I knew he was going down anyway. So I did send out Sceptile in the hopes of being on the field for his next send. I thought maybe Dragon Pulse might take out Gengar here. It just left him with a little scrap, which is unfortunate, as he's able to get off the Hypnosis, which is bad for me because Sceptile's my heavy hitter. I knew Gengar was going to be able to take me out with Sludge Bomb, and he does here. I made the decision to sacrifice my Sceptile, hoping that I could take him out with Rotom on the next turn. The second Sceptile went down, I was hitting myself as I remembered that with Sceptile down, I would be able to be put to sleep once again, but thankfully the Hex Gods were on my side, and he was able to miss the Hypnosis, and I was able to land the Hydro Pump, securing the victory on my side. It was a really good battle. There were a few times it could have gone either way, and you know, not everybody had the perfect plays, but it was a very, very well done battle. If things had gone differently, David definitely had the chance to win here. So I guess we'll see what happens in the rematch. I know some mistakes will be made up for, so I'm a little bit nervous about how the rematch is going to go. But that was Game 3. Please stay tuned, and I'm facing McMaster next in Week 4. So I'll keep on the comment.